All right. Let me get to Sharon real quick. Sharon, how does the red pill ideology perceive and portray black women compared to women of other racial or
Well,
ethnic
remember,
backgrounds?
red pill is not. Is women could be red pill. Red pill is some people call it a praxology. I just call it, keep it simple, call it an ideology. Red pill, the foundation of it is truth. That's it. It's not about those red pill guys. You hear it all the time. Oh, those red pill, those weirdos, red. Listen, red pill means give me the truth. I don't want the bullshit. Ignorance is bliss. I don't want don't give me smoke and mirrors. Don't give me what feels good. Don't give me what tastes good. Tell me the truth, even if it hurts, even if it sucks, even if I gotta swallow I gotta eat what I gotta learn something about me that I never realized. Red pill is all about truth. So when it comes to black women, the truth hurts a lot. And telling the truth means accountability. That's the very next step after truth. So once I tell you the truth, now what do you do with this truth? Well, I got to change, or I got to fix, or I got to work on, I got to repair. And who wants to do that? I don't want to do that. I grew up with a princess. My whole life I was told everything I did was right, and whenever I fucked up, it was never my fault. And now as an adult, you expect me to just all of a sudden flip that on its head, turn on a dime, do a complete 180 on addressing the issues that you say is happening with me, even though it's true. And you showed me the video, you gave me the fucking evidence, the proof. I'm caught, but I still don't believe it. And that's where it seems like it's red pill versus women, because women typically, based on their makeup, just don't want to be accountable for a lot of their own actions. So let me go ahead and explain this. So the hatred of black women. I've taken the red pill. I believe in the truth, man. The truth is is all that matters for me, for everything. And I only want to be with a woman that believes in the truth. I own a company, you guys, called it's called Black Folk. I want check it out. It's blackfolk.net. I own a company. I started it in 2009. It started off as the Intellects. I changed the name. It's now called Black Folk. And it's an event conglomerate company. In fact, JR, I want to partner with you for something that's coming up next year. But if you guys go look at blackfolk.net, you'll see it's just an event. We do stuff, right? Anyhow, the motto of Black Folk is there's a difference between those folk and black folk. That's my company motto. Me personally, I love black women. I love black women so much that I talk shit, publicly criticize, and condemn the bullshit that I see some black women do. And the reason I do that is to ensure that the quiet ones don't do that shit. We be on the internet, we be on YouTube, and we got these panels, and we talk all day, and we this, that, and manosphere this, and red pill that, and what's wrong with women, and passport bro, and all we got all these. But you got to understand something. It's only about 200-300 of us here in this little small YouTube space that talk. It's only I did the numbers. It's only about 200 to maybe 300 of us that have the conversation. It's almost 1 million of us that's watching. When this video is over, there's going to be thousands of people that watch this episode of this show. They don't say a fucking word. They're not in the comments. They're not in the chat. They don't say nothing. Those are the people that we're talking. Those are the kings that we're talking to, not the ones that we go back and forth with on these shows. Lapeef Let's Talk on Thursdays, King Talk tonight, Chic Critique. We not us panelists. We're talking to the people that are just watching us. And that's the ones that I want to help. And I have zero problem embarrassing niggas to protect black folk. Now, I know it comes off. It comes off as me being a hater. It comes off me not liking black women and your mama black and you just hate women and blah, blah. I get all of that. I understand. I hear all the you old man, the great beard, you failed 2 marriages. I've heard it all. That shit shame don't hurt me no more. Insults don't matter to me no more. All I care about is protecting black folk, because there's far too many niggas out here that's looking like the majority when it's really just a loud minority. And so, me personally, I don't have no hatred for black women. And I don't think most men in the red pill space in the manosphere hate black women. But we are not going to stand by for these niggas that's out here loud and wrong, talking shit, making us look bad. All the black folk that's quiet, all the thousands that's going to watch this episode, the thousands that's going to watch Darwin's podcast and Hink's podcast and everybody else that has a show. Those are thousands of people that don't open their mouth. That's the ones that we need to protect. And it's a lot of them are black women that we love, and we want them to do better and not do what these loud niggas is doing.
All right. Hank, I'm going to go to you. Do you think there are any misconceptions or stereotypes about black women that contribute to the negative attitudes towards them? And if yes, what are they?
Do I think, do I think there's some stereotypes? Yes, I do think there's some stereotypes. But unfortunately, some of these stereotypes are true. So, I mean, only way you're going to change it if you're going to make a change. Ladies, you know, they said one bad apple spoil a bunch. I believe that. I truly believe that. And the reason why, because you have a few out here that makes the real ones look bad. There's some good, beautiful black women out here, man. And they about their business. They take care of the business. They do what they need to do. That their wives, their future wives, they're great mothers and great individuals to be around and have conversations with. But then you got them ratchet heifers. Yeah, them ratchet heifers that don't mean you no good, and they gonna bring y'all down. I'm talking about the ones that be in the chat sometimes saying some slick shit. They be on watching the show saying some slick shit. Don't see them. You go to your local Wendy's and they acting the goddamn fool. They ready to fight in the goddamn Waffle House.
They twerking on the restaurant table, They twerking on the restaurant table during brunch on Saturday.
Oh, you know how it is. They think it's a goddamn club. You know what I'm saying? They get the phones out. You know, one girl in the back, you go, girl. Somebody try to correct, no, don't be doing all that dancing in my restaurant. That's a problem. This man's trying to hold a certain standard, and you gonna have that one woman come back. Why? Don't talk to us like you don't tell us who's gonna check us. Or are they gonna be saying like, yeah, I feel like you just trying to be controlling or being a dictator or trying to, you know, take advantage of us or something like, no, that's not even the case. What we want to see y'all be better. That's what we want. Look here, I'm the person going to sit there and tell you, I'm not going to try to protect you, you heifers. You don't belong to me. I don't give a damn what you motherfuckers do. Y'all could go out there and act a goddamn fool for all because you don't belong to me. Now, if you my woman, I'm gonna have to get it. I'm gonna have to get in your ass because that's a problem. If you my daughter or you my daughter-in-law when my son get married, that's gonna be a problem. But all you other heifers out there, you don't belong to me. You belong to some other man, and some other man that got to deal with your trifling nasty ass. So, fellas, leave these heifers out the burn. Stop trying to save these hoes. Stop throwing the white flag out for these heifers. For what? Let these heifers drown in whatever misery they're going to drown with. Let them eat on that goddamn vanilla ice cream and bonbons, watching reruns of Days of Our Life by their goddamn selves. Leave them heifers alone. Stop giving them attention. Have nothing to do with these crazy ass women. Because they don't mean no goddamn good. I told you many times before, they don't give a shit about your black ass. They don't. If you can't do anything to provide for them or help them or take care of them, anytime what, most of them don't give a goddamn about you. Now you got the ones that will. That's the ones you need to link up with. Those are the ones you need to be trying to get married to. Those are the ones you need to be seeing. Not these fake ass imitation broads. That's gonna try to bring you down. Who's gonna try to do you bad? Who's gonna leave you all folded in a fetal position, hurting, crying like some old bitch boy? Because she done hurt your goddamn feelings. You knew she was crazy from the get-go, but you ignored the red goddamn flags. You look past the motherfuckers. Why? Because she had a big ass, or the juicy titties, or she put that wet on your chin, and you didn't know how to act. So now you gonna do whatever you can to keep her around, because that kitten too good.
I can't
And you ain't never had it.
I can't believe it, Jesus.
No, that's right. God damn, ain't never had it before. So what you gonna do? You don't know how to stand up no more. You sit down to pee. She took your sack. It's in a goddamn Birkin bag. So fellas, leave these trash ass alone and get with the real ones. The ones that we know that you should be getting with from the giddy up. The one that more likely you pass up because you thought she was nerdy or kind of corny. Or she didn't look all the way what you thought she was. She was only a 6 because you was going after the 8, 9, and 10. But you know them 8, 9, and 10, they're going to be headaches to your ass. But you taking that 6 and 7, she's tolerable. But let her put on a little bit of a lip gloss, a little bit of makeup, put herself together. She could compete then. That's the ones you need to be dealing with. Fuck these other crazy ass heifers.
All right, I'm gonna go to Rilla, then I'm gonna go to Dara. Rilla, I'm gonna ask you the same question. Do you think there are misconceptions or stereotypes about Black women that contribute to negative attitudes towards them? And if yes, what are they?
Yeah, you remember when me and wifey went to South Beach, and I was in the airport. We had been doing Thursday. Well, I had been on Thursday for a minute. And now listen, I'm a community stakeholder. I see everything through optimism, rose-colored lenses, still do to a fault, right? But when I got in the airport and I saw bonnets, furry slippers, and booty shorts, I told JR and fam, I was like, man, I see it for myself, right? And so to Trev's point, in my life, in my personal cipher, those women don't exist. Not even the ones I'm in close community with. You know what I'm saying? Like I mentor, I serve, I mentor young men and things of that nature. Now they tell me their stories, but I'm not around those type of women or young ladies. But at the same time, I got eyes. I go outside. I'm literally in the street. I just left from up on the north side and came back south. So I see it. There is some validity to that. I do think there's a loud minority, but Shan, this is not a trick question, but I do want to know if you know the answer to this. What is the opposite of love? And the answer is not hate. It's not hate. But what is the opposite of love? Indifference.
Don't they say it's indifference?
Indifference.
That's the cliche, the most recent cliche we've been using for the last 5 years. And it's opposite of love is not hate. It's indifference.
I was taught that like over 20 years ago, right? And so what I'm saying is you see men getting other men together. I'm talking to the sisters just briefly, because I see the sisters monkey flipping in the chat. You see men talking to other men, getting men together because they care. If men didn't care about women, they wouldn't say a motherfucking word. They do exactly what Hink telling the brothers to do. They leave them unruly heifers by the wayside. Leave them at, what did you say? Leave them in the restaurant or whatever. Leave them at the Waffle House, Awful House, whatever, and go about their business. And wouldn't have nothing. It's brothers like me that's out here like, nah. There's redemption for everyone. Let's get it together, guys. Come on. Community. Right? None of us are as strong as all of us, guys. Come on. I don't think it's hatred for Black women in the way that it's being perceived. What it is just what Shan was saying. Truth is uncomfortable. Truth hurts. It does not feel good to rip that Band-Aid off, and you got to look right in that mirror and deal with what's in front of you. And to the sisters that say, you know, well, that ain't me. Well, look to your left and right. Is it your neighbor? Are you complicit in their behavior by not saying nothing? Again, Illa says this about the women, the good women. We can't tell who's who because the good women standing next to the hoes and don't want, you know, y'all are cover the hoes. Y'all are take hits for the hoes, defending their right for hoism, and that's not even your MO, right? So the brothers, I really want the sister to imagine what would y'all do if brothers really did shut up and not say nothing to y'all, nothing about women, period, and went on about their long hair. They ain't talking about getting no passports, going up. Well, they don't even talk about y'all like in that regard either. They just tell the brothers, get your passport, go find love where you think you're gonna find it.
Are these men trying to get married and they just not talking to them?
I don't want to get into that. I won't get into that. I'm just saying, Marcus. I don't want to get into that. I don't know what they doing. I
truly believe if you ignore them, the women you don't like, then if enough people was ignoring them, they get curious as why they not getting no attention. Women thrive off attention.
Yeah, that's the currency.
Even fighting with them is attention. Like, you know how they be like, y'all reward the hoes because y'all fucking all the hoes. That's attention. We're not giving them what they want. They not getting a relationship. They just getting dick. They like look the same to me. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So fighting them is the same as loving them for acting the ways you don't want. Just ignore it.
Hey Marcus, before you keep cooking, I'm gonna go on mute, but I want to issue this challenge to the brothers. To Hink's point, stop liking these heifers pictures on Instagram, fam. And a lot of you niggas that are cool with me on Instagram, I see your raggedy ass when you liking that nasty hooker picture. Why you can't just look at it and appreciate that shit and keep it moving? You participating in this shit, man. Stop liking these hookers pictures and then complaining about whole economy when you participating in it. Tricking ass nigga.
It's Kenny. Kenny doing that shit.
You act like you don't eyeball it yourself while you playing with your action figures. I ain't the only one on this panel. Don't point your finger over here unless you point like this. You're like, because I know I done seen. I went on a page and I seen my man in the Alabama polo right there. And I was like, yeah.
God.
I ain't calling no names, Darwin.
Oh man,
what you see me doing?
Hey,
God,
Explorer challenge, Darwin. I saw y'all doing one a couple weeks ago. Explorer
y'all already saw what I watched.
He's a goddamn bully, man.
What's the question though?
I got a question for you, Darwin. How do the red pill teachings on the masculinity and power dynamics influence attitudes towards Black women, especially regarding issues of submission and dominance?
I think this is a totally different question from what everybody else has. She got everybody's name written down with a different question by it. Okay, I like this. Well, I would say that it just it exposed the different reality that they still struggle to accept today. You know, I think the red pill ideology gets negative pushback because it typically says what a lot of men want to say, but they can't say it because it's not safe for work or not safe for their brand, not safe for their you know, the direction they're trying to go in with their company. It's just the reality, man. It's just the reality thing, man. Knowing that you can't have it all, knowing that you got to qualify. Those things women struggle with when it comes to relationships. And I'm not sure if the red pill touches on anything outside of relationships. From my understanding, it's been relationships, maybe because I've been in the space. But I don't know any other topics or any other genres of media the red pill touches on. But when it comes to relationship, it's basically, you know, letting men know that, hey, look, you don't have to deal with this. You know, there's women abroad And then we got to come together if we want to enforce some type of behavior from the women that we have to date over here, the women that we have to someday marry, the pool of women we got to choose from. The potency is on the negative side. So what do? We have to start bringing back shame. And I think the red pill is just exposing the foolery now. And I wanted to answer what you had said earlier about, you know, the black woman being awesome, but I don't know. I guess we kind of got away from that. But
if you want to touch on it, go ahead.
What I wanted to say to that is I think the dude was right. I think black women is awesome. If they weren't, you know, we wouldn't be so triggered or kind of ticked off or upset whenever they start doing all this foolish behavior. And I think the expectations for the black women is high because of our ancestors paved the way, you know, so that they can thrive in today's society. And whenever they do anything other than thrive, then it's kind of really disappointing. It's like a gut punch because we got so much high expectation for the black women, given our ancestors' history and what they did to put us here. We want to see better, you know what I'm saying? And whenever they conform and follow other races and cultures, it becomes distasteful and hurtful and disappointment, which is why we come out and we say something about it. So I would say the men like Shannon and all the men who are actually coming out and pointing the finger and say, hey, this is disgusting, we need to tighten up. These are the brothers that are actually showing that they love the black women. Because if we didn't, we wouldn't be saying shit to them. You know what I'm saying? We would just disregard them like, okay, go ahead. What the heck? Go on. But I don't think their behavior is to the point where it has an impact on them being able to be chosen or a wife, because we have so many men that are deviating from masculinity and upholding a principle or any standards to the point to where they would still date these women and still show them entertainment, so to speak, which sort of what Chicago really was saying, and actually marry these women at a rate to where it doesn't really matter if you got a bunch of sexy reds and Chicago Rillas out here. I mean, I'm sorry. Glory.
He popping down.
My bad, bro. I just saw the gorilla and I was like, you know, Glorilla's out here, you know, popping that ass. So, and that's the reason why, you know, I kind of pivoted into what I was talking about and started focusing on the men, because I saw talking to these women is like smoke in the mirrors. I don't even know if that's the right term for it. But then when I started to talk to the guys and I see the comments and the feedback, and the guys are like, damn, man, I wish I would have knew this when I was younger, you know, or I wish I needed this, you know what I'm saying? Now I know how to move in my relationship. When I started hearing those things, and I knew that the brothers have to go and talk to the brothers, because the only way that these women gonna change is if they see change in us, because they're naturally followers and we're naturally leaders. So we have to lead from the front. And that's another reason. I think that's the most important reason, besides JR, you know, talking to me, was the reason why I came back over to Lapeef on specifically King Talk, is because I knew, like, hey, this is a space for us to share information with each other and figure out, you know, what's the best way moving forward as men collectively.
So, Bruiser, real quick. So, give me a percentage of how many women, from what you said, I listened intently, are falling into their feminism nowadays. If you could just, like Trev did to me, give me a number, like a percentage
that are falling into their feminism.
Yeah, like feminism, because you just made a case that you did admit that there were issues.
Yeah, there is issues. It's clear as day.
Okay, so
are you saying a percentage of? I think what Trev asked you was what percentage of black women are wife material.
Yeah, but I'm giving you the percentage. I'm not going back.
And you asking me the question, or you asking me feminine?
Feminine. What I asked. How many women nowadays that you feel fall into their feminism, because we're pointing out the difficulties, and you broached on a couple, which I agree with.
Kenny, are you saying feminine or are feminists?
Femininity, right?
Okay.
Femininity, feminism.
Okay.
In that same
Feminism?
boat.
Ooh, that's
Can be those three different things now.
yeah.
Femininity, feminism, and feminine is three different things.
I think you need to get on the boots on the ground program again and
Hey,
figure
man,
out.
I said that way too much. But yeah,
y'all not gonna bully the bully now. Y'all not gonna do this.
Okay, I withdraw feminism. Fall into that femininity nowadays.
Femininity. Okay. Man, from my perspective, I would say 7 out of 10. 70%.
So,
and the reason why I say that is because the status I've reached, you know, the levels I've reached in life, change the type of women that I'm around and I'm exposed to actually change. So I would say maybe 15 years ago, it would be around a 30 percentile. But because I've leveled up, I got exposure and access to different women to where I started to see a difference in behavior and this difference in women embracing and femininity based on actually my level and where I actually hang out and the spaces I'm able to get into and have access to, different type of women. It all changes. And I didn't know that until I actually start growing as a man and leveling up as a man. I started having access to certain women and it started painting a different picture for me. So I started to see a lot of contrast between behaviors, depending on what level I was at as a man. So
are you saying that that group of women represents 70% of women, or are you saying that 70% of those women that you now encounter are
that I've now encountered? Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
I think
real quick
overall.
Yeah.
So real quick, how long you been with your wife?
How long I've been with my wife?
Yes, sir.
About 11 years.
11 years.
Yeah.
So you said 15 years, you went from 30% to 70%. But you
so yeah, 15 years ago, the women that I was exposed to, I would say every 10 women I came in encounter with, 3 out of 10 women would fall, like your words, fall into their femininity. And as I leveled up, and it ain't got to be women that I'm actually trying to pursue, but just women that I've been around and able to see their behavior, their persona, their character, how they carry themselves. I started to see more classier, more disciplined, more feminine women because of the spaces I've been privileged to be around. The access of women I've been around. Because like I don't even go to the same spaces, same joints, same clubs. I don't even hang out at the same spots I used to, because of the mindset I have now. It changed with the level I've reached as a man. So I don't even participate in certain circles no more. I lost a lot of friends, cut a lot of friends off. So,
what percentage of your friends would you say you had to cut off?
I would say maybe 90%.
That's a lot of goddamn people, bro.
Yeah. So did you answer his initial question though, which was like what percent do you think overall is right now versus what your perception of what is you see? But I think when he was talking about overall,
right?
Yeah.
Shoot, I'm with you on that, Trev. I'm with you on that, Trev, because in the black community already out the gate, just based off of aesthetics, based off of appearance, they're already out of their femininity, being overweight. I think it was 60-70% in the black race of black women are overweight. So I think that contributes to feminine. I know a lot of people don't want to contribute to that, but I think the being overweight is ties to being disciplined and being healthy and maintaining a healthy lifestyle. I think that has something to do with femininity as well.
Okay, so what's your number now, being that you brought another facet to the table?
No, I think I answered it, right, Sheree?
You said
Well,
7 out of 10, but then you bought a new cat.
You said overall, I
Yeah.
said, I think you said 35% earlier, right, Trey?
that was Kenny's perception. I never gave a number. I asked him. I presented the question to Kenny,
So that means
and then he
I'm
said
in agreement
35%.
with Kenny.
You
I'm in
gave-
agreement with Kenny.
Here's the thing. Trev was beelining to what I wanted you to answer. What you answered was what surrounds you. I asked on a whole.
Yeah, on a whole, that means all black women in general.
Yeah,
I would say only 35 or 40% of them actually fall into their femininity. And I'm only basing off of the weight standards. I haven't even gotten to the attitude and all these other things.
Okay, so last week you made a whole case as for why, when I brought up getting other women in the polygamy and the reasons why they'd be more acceptable, because they fall into those things that we know naturally more so over in those places that I pointed out. And you just gave an example to fit exactly why I said what I said. You know that, right?
Right. So you saying so are you saying that your argument on polygamy is
No, I'm
based
just
on
saying the basic of, we broke it down, we parsed through it as for how women behave, their behavior, how they treat men, as on a whole. If you grabbed like a woman from over, say, Kenya, how they were raised, remember that? And we parsed through it because you didn't agree with certain things. You're allowed to disagree. Now, if you're saying 35% you deem on a whole or acceptable or marriage quality or per standard, what do you think I was pointing out when I said what I said?
I don't know, man. I don't know exactly what you're trying to get from this dialogue, but I can say this. When you say femininity, that's one thing. But then when you say marriage quality, that's another thing. Because a woman who's overweight can be a suitable wife. It is all subjective to the man that wants to marry her.
Yeah, I agree. But you used it as a negative, didn't you?
No.
You didn't just use it as a negative?
No, I didn't use it as a negative. I didn't attach the word negative to it.
Okay, so let's just pass that. You just made a case how you did a 360, or actually a 180. A 180 on what we were spoken about if you parse it through. Just take polygamy out of it. You see the state that I did point out as for why men would do what they do, because it would be more acceptable. Say, just take polygamy out of it. You see how far gone from your eyes view, if you looked at it and you pointed out certain things, they don't have to be accurate stats. You can see how far gone it is. In your groups, like in your specific area, you say 7 out of 10, but you said on the whole, you agree around me, 35%, right? So you would agree that we're in a bad state over here if it came to it. For
Over here in America,
quality
right?
women. Yes.
America. Yeah. Yeah, I would say we got some much needed work to do.
So that means it'd be fair to put everything on the table, polygamy and all. And if guys are having 1, 2, 3, 4 wives and they're able to fall under their covering and not give pushback, not be rude, for fit, feminine, friendly, because most of those women over there are fit, feminine, and friendly and will easily not give you pushback. You just went 180 to show.
So you're saying
why that made
now
sense.
you're talking to the women in your country that won't give you pushback, right?
Not my country.
I mean, the country you're referencing is Nigeria, right?
Yeah, just roughly.
Okay, I agree that they. I mean, based off of what you said, I'm hip to that. But these women over here, are you suggesting that because of the difference in a woman being a suitable wife and not, based on the 35 or 30-70, that we should enforce, or men should be looking forward to being in polygamous relationships?
No, I didn't say that. I said we parsed through it. I just gave as for behavior. As for why men, I said take polygamy off the table.
I gotta make sure we share the mic. Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out where he's going with it. That's all.
Golden Pisces said if you're 5 pounds over normal weight, you are considered overweight. So you guys don't like thick?
Well, that's all. Like I said, that's subjective, and that's the reason why I said a suitable wife can be overweight.
Can we like we don't know what overweight looks like in the black man's eyes? Come on, lady.
Stop calling it thick. It ain't thick.
We know what y'all know when we reference overweight, what we're talking about. We're not talking about. Come on now.
We talking Lizzo.
We all know what Lizzo doesn't.